Hi, this is Chico Resch. You are listening to the Let's Go Devils podcast on the Primetime Radio Network.
Happy Devils Friday. This is the Woo Report in the morning. Episode 194, titled Utica Comets Magical Season Ends. Unfortunately, I'm your host, Sam Woo, streaming live on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, Twitter Live, and Twitch on the Primetime Radio Network. Heartbreaker last night. Couldn't do a Woo Report late last night when the Comets lost in a heartbreaking fashion at home in Game 5, 4-2 loss in the North Division semifinals of the AHL. The Comets at Adirondack Bank Center at the Utica Memorial Auditorium. Yeah, all these sponsorship deals. I don't even know what they call things anymore. The Americans, that's who they played. The Rochester Americans, the Amerks. And the Comets started out with the lead in the first period. Nothing happened in the first 10 minutes of the game. But Casey Fitzgerald, Tom Fitzgerald's son, who got a little bit of in a tussle with Nikita Ahoyuk, gave the Americans the 1-0 lead. But a minute later, remember this name, Devils fans. Remember this name. Fabian Zetterlund scores, goal off a face-off. And then Alexander Holtz, 2 quick strikes. After the Amerks took the 1-0 lead, Alexander Holtz scores, and it got the crowd going. That is the future, my friends, of the New Jersey Devils. And we saw glimpses of that when some of these AHL Utica Comet players were infused on an injury-riddled bad Devils team. Second period, it was back and forth, but coincidentally, Aaron Dell of Rochester was in net against Nico Dawes. Aaron Dell, yes, that Aaron Dell. And the Comets had the lead at the end of the second period, and you started to feel the excitement. You started to feel it coming. But after Tice Thompson's call for slashing, Rochester tied it up early in the third period. I'm sorry, not early in the third period. Late in the third period, and then 2 minutes later, another goal by the Amerks. And then they get the empty netter. Comets fall 4-2 to the Rochester Americans. But, I mean, these teams have battled each other a lot this season, with the Amerks having the edge with 9 wins. Nico Dawes made 8 saves in the second period. I mean, the Comets did have the lead, but the Comets couldn't finish the game. And isn't that a common theme, somewhat, of the New Jersey Devils? AJ Greer this season had 23 points against the Rochester Americans. But Fabian Zetterlund is starting to grow on me. Well, started to with his time with the Devils. And that's one player to watch. We talked about the Devils needing a power forward, possibly a big name. But that guy seems to be, he has a little bit of Claude Lemieux in him. The Devils have some beef on defense, Nikita Ahoyuk. I think he has a chance with the New Jersey Devils. I think he could possibly break the starting lineup, maybe on the third pairing, as early as next season, because he brings an element that the Devils don't have, is that feistiness, the physicality. Same with Fabian Zetterlund, and that's what the Devils really need right now. I mean, Hoyuk fought the GM's kid and taught him a lesson and beat him up. But the playoff experience, I mean, look, Alexander Holtz scored last night. These are all good signs. You kind of wish that the playoffs, their season, the Utica Comets, would have been extended so they could get more playoff experience. But I think Nico Dawes, this was great. I mean, he had a heck of a professional season in goal for the New Jersey Devils and the Utica Comets. Expect him to build on that success. I believe in Nico Dawes, but I think he's 2 years too early, and it's actually too early even for me or anybody else to predict where Nico Dawes fits in the picture, but he shows a lot of promise. And that's something that you have to take in consideration. These kids are young. And the Comets, they're going to regroup. Kevin Dineen, I thought, did a heck of a job this season. I mean, they started off with 13-game winning streak right from the get-go, and that's hard to sustaining that momentum. And they were kind of the favorites. But, yeah, it sucks. It's only May 20th. Right now it's 8:15 a.m. Eastern. And what can you do? What can you do? But I think this is the beginning. It's still going to take some time. But you got to like the names of Alexander Holtz, Fabian Zetterlund, Nikita Hoyuk, Kevin Ball, Shakir Mohammedoulin appeared. Mike Rossi says a very early Woo report. Tony Anderson says, let's go Devils from Lithuania. Well, we love Lithuania here on the Woo Report. We're global right now here on the Woo Report. And I'm just getting ready for work today. So, I figured, get this in. I'm taking easy with this offseason, but there is no offseason here at the Let's Go Devils podcast, especially the Woo Report. I want to thank all those listening, downloading. We see the numbers. I don't know how this happened, folks, but the Devils aren't playing this month, the month of May, and we have already surpassed the entire April numbers. 8 straight months of 10,000 plus downloads for this little podcast called the Let's Go Devils podcast. We'll report Sunday edition, State of the Fan Address, presented by pucksandpitchforks.com. Game Day Live and Devils After Dark. Fine pieces of programming. We are expanding the Let's Go Devils podcast platform. It will become a network of just Devils, and sprinkle in some New Jersey. Sprinkle in some Utica, because they're somewhat related to the New Jersey Devils. Very related. Yeah, so, you know what? This is what I think, folks. It sucks, but it's a learning lesson, and sometimes you need a good hard failure to get better, as long as you're learning what's going on. I think the experience was good. And you know what? Expect this rivalry between the Rochester Americans and the Utica Comets to expand into and spill into the NHL, with Buffalo and New Jersey both rebuilding simultaneously at the same time. Both have billionaire owners. Both have money. Both have a vision of analytics. Both have a vision of building through the draft, but both also do suck in the last 10 years. Anyway. All right. that's all for now. I hope you have a great day. I hope your commute is better than mine. Yesterday was terrible. But that's what happens when you live in the beautiful state of New Jersey. There are slow drivers everywhere. Unbelievable. This is the Woo Report episode 194. 194, we're going to have a lot more coming up. Make sure you go to pucksandpitchforks.com. They've got a lot of great articles. I've been slacking on hockeybuzz.com. I'm going to pick it up, but for good reason. You'll see next season what we have in store here on the Let's Go Devils podcast. We'll report. David Decker, Town Toyota. David Decker is watching right now. Go to Town Toyota. Ask for David Decker. If you need a Toyota, go to Ledgewood, New Jersey. I don't know what street it's on because they say it's on Route 46, but the Toyota app says it's like in Bumble, you know where. But Route 46 in the heart of uptown Ledgewood, New Jersey, in the beautiful uptown Ledgewood, New Jersey off of Route 46. Go see David Decker as a customer. They're not endorsing this, but while I was waiting for the oil change, David Decker fed me some pizza just because I'm a Devils fan. It's great. Go to see David Decker, okay? And if you don't like car dealerships and you want honesty, car dealerships and honesty have a stigma that doesn't really match, but not Town Toyota and David Decker. Because you're a Devils fan, David Decker will treat you right. He will treat you right. And if David Decker rips you off, when you get ripped off by a Devils fan than a Ranger fan, that's all I have to say. But he doesn't rip you off. Trust me, I know from experience. So does Shorts Guy. Town Toyota, David Decker. Go buy a Toyota. Even though if you don't like Toyotas, just buy a Toyota anyway from David Decker. And tell him Sam Woo sent you. Till next time, this is the Woo Report. Let's go Devils.